You shall rise. What a beautiful song, and we definitely rise by lifting others. One person who certainly does is Amaka Ezeugwa, and she is an accredited jeweler, and she uses her profession to do something extremely important in society. And what she does is advocate for women's rights and empowerment, and lends her voice to jewelry and her jewelry making talent to helping survivors of domestic and sexual violence to actually get over their abuse and move forward in life. Thank you so much for joining us today, Amaka. You're welcome to Hello Nigeria.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lena.
All right, so I think it's very interesting what you're doing. First of all, thank you for what you're doing, because we find that in times of conflicts, wise people build bridges, foolish people build barriers. And what you've done is build a bridge for women and men who's more, but you focusing on women,
Yes.
who are struggling through abuse. You build a bridge for them to cross over from being abused to becoming victors through your empowerment program called Secured. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God.
So I think the very first question will be, how did you birth Secure? What informed the decision to start it?
Actually, I came up with this idea like December. Actually, I was just thinking of, we're entering a new year and I wanted to do something different. Basically, I wanted to give back. I wanted to find a way to give back to women in the community. I'm all about community. I'm all about using my brand to bring women together and just build a community. So I was thinking, what would be the best way to give back? I don't have millions of naira stored somewhere, to give women and girls. So I thought, I have this skill, I have this talent that I could share with women who really need it. So I thought, okay, I would like to give my talents back to and pass it forward to other women. And who are these women that need it the most? And it came to me, abused women, women who have survived abusive relationships. These are women that would really need to, get a skill, acquire a skill, and move on with their lives. So that was how the whole idea was birthed.
That is amazing, honestly. Now, you've obviously had to encounter several situations with many women. Is there anything that has stood out to you that has actually made you as a person realize how serious the rape culture is here in Nigeria and say, you know what, we can't actually go forward like this anymore?
I mean, there's so many stories. You hear them on social media. You hear them with people you may know. And still, a lot of women are still afraid, and still, I think it's shame to come out and talk about their experiences. But what stands out, or what hurts me the most, is there's so many women who stay back in abusive relationships because they're not financially or economically empowered, which was the theme for me. I've heard so many stories of women who just stay back because there is no way for them to leave. Most of them are single, most of them are moms, well, now single moms who have left their relationships, and they can't leave because they have no way of taking care of their children, they have no way of taking care of themselves. And it saddens me that is their current situation, because they're not just financially or economically empowered to leave. So I figured, these women need to, take better care of themselves. They need to take better care of their children and not be in that situation. So there's stories. There are so many horrible stories. I can't really go into a lot of them. There's one story that stood out for me. There was a girl that was raped by her father, and her mother was aware of the situation, and her mom couldn't leave. So what she did was she sent her daughter away, and her daughter is in, at that time she was in GS2, so you can say she was like about, 12? Now she's 13, and it really broke my heart. Her mom couldn't leave, but her mom had to send her daughter away because she didn't want her daughter to be in that environment. So these are one of the stories, these are one of the situations, these are one of the things women and girls out there are experiencing. So it really touched me, and I was like, what, this girl needs help. Her mom also needs help. But I think for her mom, it's going to be a gradual process for her to, better assess her current situation in the environment.
I think it's very emotionally draining for you as well, because not just are these people living through these experiences, but you have to live it with them every time, over and over again, because you're having fresh cases, new women coming to share their stories with you, coming to learn, and you have to relive these experiences over and over again. You lived in America for a while, and now you're back to Nigeria. If you compare and you contrast how it is here in Nigeria and how it is in America, what are the lessons you say we can learn? How can we be of better support to people who have been abused? Or do they have it worse than we have it here?
I don't think women have it great anywhere. I think it's now the age of social media has made it possible for a lot of women to come out and be open and speak about what is going on. Sexual and domestic violence didn't just start today. It didn't just start last year. It's something that's been going on in our society for a very long time. But it's just recently that, also like 5 years ago, that women have started talking about it, started speaking up about it. I don't think America has it better. I don't think it's something that is just started and people are now starting to talk about it.
I think the beautiful thing we must take note of, we must remember, is the hashtag, the Me Too campaign that was trending in America. So now we're seeing people starting to speak up more about it. Do we at any point envisage that the Me Too campaign would finally find its way to Nigeria? Because there are many people that are still being abused today, even as we speak, but they still will not speak about it. Why? Society will shame them, the abusers will get away, and really, some of them feel like they would not be served justice. Is there any point in the nearest future where the Me Too campaign would officially find its way to Nigeria?
I think it's gradually starting to. I think social media is an amazing platform that has given a lot of women a voice. Right now, a lot of women are not even scared to come up and talk about their experiences from 2 years ago. There was a lady recently who went on social media and was talking about someone who, I think 2 men who raped her at different points in time. And these were not current situations. These were things that happened, I think, a year or 2 ago. So now, but because social media has given women a platform to talk about their experiences, so I think the Me Too campaign is gradually coming in and people are talking about it. It doesn't matter if it happened last week. It doesn't matter if it happened in January. It doesn't matter if it was 5 years ago. People are remembering their experiences. Yeah. People are now talking about it. People are like, oh yeah, this happened to me. And doing this is actually helping other women come out and heal. Yeah. You know, so I think it's gradually finding its place in our society. And I think it's before the end of this year, you're going to be hearing a lot more stories about, you know, women who have been through abuse. You know, women are now starting to talk. Definitely. And starting to come out. Shame aside, we're going to talk about this. There's an evil in the society. We need to take care of this. We need to handle this. We need people to do better. You know, so it's gonna be a theme.
As a matter of fact, in a recent interview that Chimamanda had with Christiana Amanpour, she was saying that the Me Too movement is the first time the women have actually been able to come forward, speak on situations they've been in, and actually be believed at the same time. Yeah. Now, when you go through abuse, there's this lingo that goes about where we often refer to ourselves as victims and not survivors. And it's actually, as much as it sounds like, okay, yeah, you are a victim and also a survivor, there is this huge psychological thing behind it. Yeah. How do we start changing the lingo when it comes to abuse to encourage women who have been there to see themselves as survivors going forward in life?
I think it starts with you and I. Like, I don't refer to the women and girls that I train as victims. I call them survivors, because being able to, I mean, there are lots of women who have gone through abuse and they end up committing suicide. And then there are a lot of women who have gone through abuse and they come out and tell their story.
Some of them had their partners kill them, because we find that a large percentage of abuse, according to the World Health Organization, I'm not quite sure about the statistics, but a lot of them are done by intimate partners.
The majority.
Yeah. Most times women are abused by people that they know, people that you're close to, because they just feel like, oh, I'm comfortable around this person. He can't do this to me. You know, he can harm me. You know, he can hurt me. And it's actually people that you're actually very close to that, you know, are most likely going to be the ones to harm you in that way, you know. So I think it starts with us referring to, you know, women who've been abused as survivors and listening to their stories. You know what I mean? It also makes me really sad when I see other women who bash other women who come out to say, oh, this is what I've been through. This is what I've experienced. And then you're there throwing stones at her, instead of supporting her and trying to uplift her up and trying to make her stand and move on and press for progress. But you're one of the people that are, you know, putting her down. Definitely. You know, so it starts with us. We need to be able to come together and support one another. So women supporting women. But this is one of the ways where you can support your fellow woman who has been abused.
And that is exactly what you're doing through your project, Secure. Yeah. Now, you're the founder, CEO of Zuya's Jewels. Yes. And you actually went to study how to be a jeweler and you got accredited in America. Yes. Now, you've come back, you established your business in 2014, and you've decided to train 100 women through your platform. Take us through the process of, first of all, deciding who gets to benefit from this, what are the courses, what do they get to learn, and basically through the process of the project.
Okay, so I started my jewelry journey actually in like 2005, thereabout. I was still in college at that time. And what I started with was bead making. So I learned the basic bead making, and then over time I acquired more knowledge, acquired more skills to add to that. And when I started this initiative, I kept thinking, how do I go about this? I don't know women who've been abused, who've survived domestic and sexual violence. How do I reach out to these women? And I thought, well, NGOs. We have so many NGOs who work with these women. We have shelters around Lagos. So I reached out to a few of them, and some of them didn't have what I was looking for exactly. Some of them did. Pastor Bibo, the Prayer Foundation, I reached out to them, and they were one of the first sets that I trained. A Christian Fellowship, Justice Girls Niger, and of course the very popular one, Stand to End Rape. So these are the three organizations that I'm working with. Initially, I wanted to do 100 women and girls, but I found that it wasn't going to be very effective, in the sense that after training 100 women and girls throughout the year, what next? So just get this training and they just leave, So for me, that wasn't going to be effective. I want them to learn the skill and also use it to make money for themselves, use it to sustain themselves. So I cut down the amount of women from 100 to 50. So we're going to do the training up till June, and then July, August, we'll start mentoring and follow-up. So I'm thinking of providing mentors for them, coming up with a roads to market training for them. Okay, now you have this skill. How do you get clients? How do you get customers? How do you monetize the skill that you now have? How do you turn this? Because first of all, you need to have an interest in jewelry making. I just don't want someone, I'm not doing anything. Okay, there's this free training. Let me just come and do it. No, you need to have an interest.
So it's strictly for women who have an interest in jewelry making.
Yes, you need to have an interest in jewelry, because that's what will sustain you there.
What piqued your interest in jewelry making?
So I've been very much into arts and crafts since I was a child. I didn't like schoolwork.
That's okay. That's really fine.
If you give me paper, give me glue, give me paint, I'll come up with beautiful decorations. I love art. I always decorate our living room with all of my artwork, and my parents supported me. My parents encouraged it. And so one time after school, it was like a long vacation, and I was just at home, and my mom was like, "Wait, there's this big training thing that is going on now. Won't you just go and learn?" I said, "It's okay." So I found a school close to the house, and I went and made inquiries. So it's for 3 days, blah, blah, blah. This is how much you'll pay. I was like, okay. So I went and I started it, and then I loved it. I enjoyed it. So I started making jewelry, and I would sell to people, and people were buying. And I was like, really? People are buying this thing, So, and then from there, it just grew, and then it just became bigger than me.
Well, that's honestly amazing. Now, before we round up very quickly, I'm sure you do want this project to expand and to get bigger.
Yes.
What is your end goal for this project?
My end goal will be to have these women be able to stand on their own. These women be able to establish something for themselves. There was a comment someone made. I was like, jewelry, everybody's going into jewelry. I mean, yes. It's art, it's craft. You can't take it away from someone. If you have it, you have it. So what I'm just trying to do is harness the skills that these women already have, but don't have an opportunity to put it out there. So I'm harnessing the skills, I'm helping them press for progress, I'm helping them move on with their lives. So that is, for me, the end goal will be these women can stand on their own and also pass it forward.
Amazing.
All right. Thank you so much for what you're doing and all that you do with Zoya's Drills, and we wish you all the very best. For people who want to find out more information on how they can be a part of this or even support, Zoya's Drills, how can they follow you?
Okay, so you can follow us on Instagram or at Zoya's Drills. That's ZOYASJEWLS. Or you can send me an email. It's info@zoyasdrills.com. Or you can call us.
All right. I think they can get you via email and via Instagram at Zoya's Drills. So that's ZOYAS Drills.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Amaka.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All the best with the project going forward.
Okay, we've officially come to the end of today's show, but not before we tell you what's happening today in history. Now, if the camera can go on wide, you will see that I have my shoes off because today is World Shoes Day.
And for the first time, mine are actually on, as Olive likes to say.
Yeah, you can actually take off your shoes. So we're wrapping up the show with no shoes, except Lila's, because hers has like the struggle.
Mine has a
pulling it
struggle
out.
strap.
Exactly.
Struggle
So
strap.
today, allow your feet to breathe. You know, walk around the house barefoot. But if you have to, make sure that you're being careful so you don't step on something. And more importantly, I think it's a day for me. I would say I'm advocating for the care of your feet. You know, beyond wearing shoes. A lot of people wear shoes to cover up their badly manicured, pedicured
Go for a
feet.
pedicure,
So go for a
please.
pedicure, please. Ensure that under your feet is properly cleaned. Your
Clean.
nails are popping. My nails popping. Okay, yeah.
Yes, you're
Okay.
popping.
Okay, so what
Definitely.
else do we have?
Today is also World Lupus Day. Lupus is it's an illness that we need to continue to push and advocate for. A lot of people are unfortunately sick with lupus and it is uncurable to an extent. So we do need to continue to advocate for it, advocate for better for better healthcare for people as well who are struggling and living with lupus.
The funny thing is people think it doesn't happen to Nigerians, but I know someone who in Victoria Island is suffering from lupus. So it's an autoimmune disease where your body just fights itself. And, you know, these are things that we should talk about.
When people actually think that certain things don't happen to Nigerians, my only question is, are you forgetting that we are the 7th most populous nation on the face of
world.
this planet, you know? Honestly,
you
but what
know.
else is going on today in
All right,
history?
happy birthday to Bono. Today is Bono's birthday, and if it's your birthday, of course, you're definitely a birthday mate with Bono. Bono is, he's the frontman of U2, known for such hits as Sunday, Bloody Sunday, and Beautiful Day. The band has earned over 20 Grammy Awards and has sold over 150 million records. There was a time they came to Nigeria, I think, and it was like, oh my gosh, I think it was last year. Bono has come to Nigeria. Bono has come to Nigeria. A lot of the oldies, you know, would know Bono.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know Bono. I want to please.
There was a time
I'm
where
trying to lie so that I can feel like I'm young.
There was a time where on everyone's iMusic, they'd actually put their album there for free once. And I was like, that's the first time that I actually realized who he was. But happy birthday,
Yes.
Bono. All the best. And if it is your birthday today, like Olive said, happy birthday to you as well.
We're joining you tomorrow again on Friday. Follow yours truly at Olive Emodi. Follow Leila at LGS Online. And of course, we'll be doing the giveaway of the book. And you can follow Uzoamaka at Zoyo's Drills for more information. See you tomorrow, fam. Hasta la vista.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.